On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, whoa! Watch out, Eldrador Creatures are back on the table from Schleich. It is the Battle Cave Arena, and a huge assortment of really creepy, crawly, and very monstrous creatures of Eldrador here. Schleich has so kindly gifted Squirrel Stampede this giant sample box of the Battle Cave Arena sets. We are gonna pull these apart and build what could be the largest arena I've seen on the table in quite some time. So it's ultimate creature battle finding today. Explore with us as we share some of the greats like the shadow, lava, stone, and ice creatures of Eldrador, and even maybe a rat squirrel.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please like,
Share!
and squirrel live!
This is the Schleich Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Squirrel Arena, Lava versus Shadow. This battlefield is enormous. Even the box is clocking in at 13.5 inches tall by 19 inches wide. You know there's a lot packed in there, including a lava bowl and a two-headed shadow dog. On the back of the box, whoa! It does not end with just this arena. You can build a full-on battlefield arena with all the other Eldrador creature add-on cages. To jungle spiders to rat ice squirrels. You can set up a mammoth, maybe even a real mammoth, Eldrador Creatures gladiatorial battle world. But it's kind of best to start here with this starter world, as you get 2 cages, enough walls to build a circle, and an introduction to this crazy Eldrador Creatures world. Inside the box, oh, we're building a whole world, aren't we? So let's figure out how we're gonna build this. Instructions included, thankfully, but it's quite thorough. I think we should be able to spell out the basics, though, of how to build each little specific Eldrador cage and then link them all together. For step 1, we have to find our cage walls, and inside the box you will find plenty of these. I'm always squirrelious about the construction methods, and this is looking really interesting as all of these cages are simply assembled with the same piece. Simplicity and good engineering is always the key. So, can we get 2 corners together? That's the first trial here. Can we get these together? On all the perimeters of the frames, I'm seeing some slots and grooves that probably aid in connecting things together, and I don't believe it matters which way they come together as long as you line up all these grooves and pieces. And surprisingly, by themselves, that is tight. Let's add in the rest of our frame. And we are well on the way to caging a squirrel. Now we can take the other 2 square frames we had at the ready and place them over the top and add even more structure. You may want to keep pinching and squaring in each side, and slowly everything will tighten together. And so there is our basic cage frame for our Battle Cave Arena. But we're going to want to lock this thing tighter and give it a theme. Inside the box we also have a bunch of clips to decorate. And theme this to your specific creature habitat. Let's go with fire because it's easier to see right now. We'll take out shadow pieces. This is interesting. We may have just found the fire crystal. Whew, that's hot. So like the multiple matching frames, we have multiple matching end clips, and they should just fit right on so over each edge corner, thus really locking in your arena cages tightly. So in step 4, you're going to start to want to add in the flooring and the walls, and this part can be a little challenging as there are so many panels inside this box. It's best to sort all your panels together in piles, that way you can figure things out. I believe these are your fire lighter gray panel walls. These are for your shadow cage. They're in darker and have a little bit of purple marking, so I can group those out. You can tell that all the walls of the arena have hinges and pegs, so those you can separate out. They're a little bit larger too. And many of these panels are just repeated, so just keep an eye out where you're placing what where, and I think you'll be fine. So I believe this panel is a flooring piece, and it should click right in between the frame. And I believe this is somewhat custom, create your own, but I'm going to try to match this to the instructions, to the letter, just so that we don't run into any situation weird. We'll click this panel onto a wall, this firewall, onto a side, and I believe this one even has a hinge. You can see kind of a lever here, and look at there. This one is going to actually hinge out. There's 2 points on top and bottom, so you can open and close this wall. Here's a really fun piece, a gridded spiked wall. You'll find little tiny hinge indents on all the frames for the doors and swinging spike grids. And then we'll finish off the remainder of this cage with this piece right here. Again, I'm trying to match where they have everything, but I believe you can custom a little bit on your own. Level 9, we're going to add in an arena feature. This is the ball slide, and we'll snap it onto this wall. So in this case, you're going to want to make sure that wall is in the correct position to add that slide in. And I believe these two shapes here must be the lava ball, so we'll connect them together. Ooh, nice and soft and rubber, so less injury. Who wants to try the lava ball shoot out? Oh, sorry, Landry. And to finish up our cage build, we're going to add in another spiked cage wall up on top. And so from all around, we have now built our first Eldrador Creatures Battle Arena cage themed specific to lava. That is really intense. And it's really good engineering and or architecture, just simply using the same frames and a few of the same panels and end clips. And there you go, you've got this really unique little world. Opening up through the official door, I'm not sure what the official door is. This one? We're going to place in our little lava crystals somehow. It looks like it kind of just needs to rest here in the center on top of these little rock formations. And then the actual crystals will then connect in together with one another a little bit later. So all around, a really fiery, fun treat to build. Now we just have to introduce our lava bowl creature who will live inside. Whoa, fiery, warm, hot. For me, when I first get a Schleich figure, it's always really hard to remove the tagging. It just gives it that quality look. There's really no other brand who can match their highness and quality. Eldrador Creatures clip here. This we could probably pop off. But what a fiery looking bull this is. Kind of a perfect animal to feature in a battle arena, the bull. A fire bull nonetheless. I wonder how this guy reacts to red. Alright, I'll take the tags off. It probably would be dangerous to fight with one of these anyway. And for now, we can safely tuck away our bull into its battle arena cage. Yeah, Landry, you do not want to be in there. Oh, our bull knocked over its crystal inside there, and there's holes on the floor. I almost wish the hole had a flat surface. I might just switch that up with one of the walls. I love how this is so self-contained, though. It's like my little pet bull in its battle arena cage. And you can keep him into his cage and unlocked from the arena and just display as so. Really, really clever design with this one. And so now levels 15 through 24 will place together Shadow's cage on its corner of the arena. Oh, this wall is going to be very interesting as we are going to be adding in a rib cage. Nothing accents a room better than a rib cage. So we gotta somehow figure out how to piece this together, kind of wedge it here, interlock it like so. And then we have to lock it down with this piece matching in this angle onto this side. I want to get one of these for my walls. All right, lock together and install like a hinged door. So Shadow's cubicle worked and built. A little trickier than lava, I would say. I don't know why I fumbled through that one. Let's see Shadow, though. The two-headed dog of darkness. Bark, bark. Have you picked your favorite Eldrador Creatures tribe? Is it going to be Shadow, Jungle, Lava, Ice? I often like Ice quite a bit. Shadow's looking pretty good, though, with the translucent tail on this double-headed beast. Alright, well, with the ribcage feature, let's just drop Shadow in from the top and storm him in that way. Now we need to check out some walls for the arena. And there are a lot of walls. The challenge is to figure out what wall goes where. We're going to start actually with just these two, the walls with the little ladder on the side, if you can see that indent. And then there should be about 8 more of these that are going to sandwich in with everything. And there should be about 8 more of these that we'll use. We'll take 2 for now. And we'll see if we can sandwich one of these together. And if done right, we should have hinges on one side and connector points on the other. So we got 2 of those. Now looking for this wall piece with the hinges and clips. Nothing, no stairs or steps. And you'll want to continue to piece these others together like so. This side actually has holes that you can almost escape from. We'll need to do that 6 times. Until finally we should have 6 of this style and those other 2 with the ladder that goes down the backside. Now we can start linking them together, and I don't believe this has to be done in a perfect sequence. You can go with what they say. I've got a small table today, so I will only be able to link one of the sides of the arena here. Look at there though, it attaches together, hinges just like so that you can change the shape and features of your arena. Now might be a good time to add, you can buy wall expansion kits to increase the size of your Battle Cave arena. I think we're pretty good though right now. I don't have much room here, so let's try adding lava now onto this side. And onto these corner cage clips, these orange ones here, there should be a place just to click right into our wall. And then over onto this side, we're going to want to attach Shadow's cube, but you'll notice you can't attach a hinge bar to a hinge bar, so we need an adapter. And there's a bunch of these adapters added in the box to do just so. Let's see here, how do we want this? Onto that side, and then onto Shadow's side. So there is a little slice of the battle arena, Lava versus Shadow. I think because of this slide orientation, it's gonna be a little off, so I'm gonna rotate this part. I'm gonna pull the slide out of this one for the moment. That way I can open the doors, clearing some back room. We have a condensed version, if you could call this condensed, of our battle arena on the table. Lava versus Shadow. Obviously, if you have a little more space set up, say a 2-sided open table without a blue clouded wall, you could round out your arena with both sides, having everything enclosed in perfect formation. There you go. This is a nice setup though, as I'm just chilling with Shadow here, coming out of his rib cage, and Lava. Watch those spiky steps, and a nice back wall scenery behind them. And then closing up their walls for battle. This is such an impressive little setup. There is so much customization for this and so many battle options. It's really quite clever. And Shadow gets the first hit. So the Battle Cave arena with both Lava and Shadow are a perfect start, but if they aren't your favorite biomes, you may always search for other Eldrador worlds. My favorite, Ice with the Rat Squirrel. So there are plenty of other Battle Cave options. Ice, jungle, cave, stone to add on in. Of course the Ice Squirrel is our favorite here. I always like what they do with the translucency of the ice pieces. It looks so frigid. So this is basically another setup cage for your arena that will attach on in, only this one is frigid white ice. Over onto the back of the box, you can see how this one adds on in, so we will do that just solely. And when I say single packed, it's still huge. This is by no means a small pack. We've got more of our frames tucked in down below our walls. There should be a special feature for each one, like I think this one has some sort of icicle dagger thing, which gives it its own uniqueness to it. And we'll construct this one up. I think the ice is going to look great because it's going to contrast with the black really well. Oh my. Well, let's construct this one up. Ice Squirrel Structure Cave constructed. There's some very interesting features going on with this one. Let's drop in the floor first. Add in this ice wall door. And here's where it gets really interesting. There's going to be a breakaway wall feature or something with a rotating wall piece. And now for some fun with some spikes. We have these really pretty icy blue spikes, kind of bright and flangey, but there is our piece with these spikes that are raising up from the side. And we'll now drop in this panel, getting those ice spikes to fit on through this right here, and this little lever there. There should be a lot of clicking going on. Did we get it? Did we get it? I don't know if we got it yet. There's a little spring to this. You want some resistance in there, I believe, and then it clicks down onto this. There we go, lots of clicking, and then this lever should pop up the spikes. Whew, that's a dangerous wedge pillow. I'm guessing over time you're gonna always wanna leave those spikes up just so that you don't stress out the plastic. And so we can hinge this together down like so. And now we have another contraption to build. Take one of these soft end pieces here with a little half ring and start placing these chain links together like Houdini. You'll want 4 chains per side and then attach down here onto this ice squirrel thingy. They do not want this ice squirrel escaping, do they? Now what is this? This thing is like so technical. I got a screw and pin into this disc. And then we'll take this spiral plated wall, rest this contraption down on top. With a definitive snap, and this thing onto it too. What is this thing? What is this thing? What kind of contraption did we just build? Some sort of rotating death fan. And we'll just set this up on top the roof. Rat Squirrel, you have quite the puzzle box. I don't even know where to begin with this one. We can flip this wall around though, and place in your ice crystal.
Oops.
Which I don't know how it really sits in there. Ah, it fell out. And so your ice puzzle box is now constructed. Let's open your ice door. I do wish these door hinges were a little easier to grasp with your fingers. I'm gonna have to use like a cyan brick separator. I think that's your official door to your Ice Rat Squirrel Cave. Once you're inside one door, the other door opens pretty well. What a contraption you've got going there, Ice Squirrel. Not really sure, is this just some sort of like don't come near my cage type of weapon? But this whole thing is certainly unique and a really fun addition to your battle arena. I like the Rat Squirrel because it is a bright contrast to the other dark pieces of this arena. So we'll set this over here and take a quick look at the other pieces before we build something big. This is the Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Stone Chameleon. Oh, that is squirrelific cute. I mean, super dangerous, super mighty dangerous. The stone cage features a catapult on top and should add in some rocky stonework to the side of your arena. It also looks to have that rotating panel door that we just saw with ice. And this is the Jungle Battle Cave Arena attachment cage with jungle tarantula. The jungle stuff always has some of the more creepier crawlers. This cage features another repurposed lava ball slide, but now in jungle, which is actually a very jungle-like thing. Kind of an Indiana Jones-like trap. And we'll add on a more leafy, jungly side to your arena. Ugh, creepy spider. Then to enhance on in your shadow side, there's a second cage attachment. You could build on a second floor, if you will, perhaps, with this Battle Cave Shadow Bug. Did I say the jungle was creepy? I might move on over to shadow now. Yikes. This one features, it looks like another shadow ribcage attack, but also these weird, strange rollers. And I believe, yeah, you can make a second deck. On this side of the arena, I see how they towered up lava. I suppose you could do the same, or you could build onto the side like they're doing with Shadow. So that's on. Very interesting. Just creepy bugs. And the final attachment, and this doggy did something really bad. The Battle Cave Lava Hyena set. The hyena is so evil, they hooded it in packaging. Ooh, scary. So the extra lava arena cage will feature some fiery skull-headed thing with another door of spikes. Certainly giving lava and shadow the advantage in this battle. Can't wait to see what this hyena looks like. And finally, there is so much to this arena, I can't believe. This is the Eldrador Creatures Super Crystal Battle Cave Cage. Now, this spot features a place to gather all your crystals together. A little centerpiece of your arena, if you will. I'm not sure if the crystals are included. They've got to be. I think another set, we'll see, are included with this cage. And this is your prize to be placed in the center of your arena. Who gets to win the giant crystal. Not sure the rules. Who gathers all the crystals? Who wins all the crystals? I guess you make that up as you go, but that'll be a very interesting battle central piece. There is no possible way that we can fit this giant Battle Cave Arena set onto this table alone. On the table today is too small. So we will relocate to the only Squirrel Stampede facilities I think with a large enough table space, and that is the Squirrel Stampede kitchen. Follow us on over. So here we are at the Squirrel Stampede kitchen facilities. Our table island space is approximately 5 feet wide by 4 feet deep, so you can get a pretty good idea of how large this setup can be, as we are filling up most of the island with a little bit of space around it. Speaking of around it, there's the rat milk. The Eldrador Creatures always going for the rat milk. And the ice spider is really interested in that cool water pitcher over there. And I have no idea what's happening here with these jungle creatures. So we have a full world of display here. All the Eldrador creatures are out of their habitats, enjoying the fresh air. The doors are open, the traps may be set, and the competition for the crystal in the center may be on. It's now just up to who wants to take that prize crystal the most. I think the Eldrador Creatures Ice Rat Squirrel should try first. And we will zoom on over to the shadow towers. I connected our towers of shadow on top of each other. It looks pretty good. You can stack these pretty easily. And the shadow bug has set up a full-on trap up above. And we'll see if this ice squirrel can figure things out. Yes, the Ice Rat Squirrel is up there, and now, whoops! It's now trapped by the shadow ribs. I guess that's a win for the shadow bug. Now on over to the fire towers. We also stacked those together. They look good stacking together. Gives a little more height to your Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Arena. And on the second floor of the fire tower, we have a stone face to look at. An angry stone face. And it has just fired 2 eyeball flame shots back at us. Also with a fireball shoot, just took out the iguana squirrel. Now at the jungle spider's cage, a jungle ball attack on the bug too. The bug had no chance and was quickly squished. Also, the jungle spider has a rooftop trap for the fireball to fall on into. Gotta watch out for that roof trap. Now onto the Ice Rat Squirrel's house. The shadow wolf tries to get in, but hindered by the spikes. The wolf had stepped on the secret spike trap button, and I still don't know what this contraption does. And now the stone iguana squirrel wants to show off its house. Got a rotating revolving crystal pad here, pretty nice. You can pop crystals off and abscond with. And a catapult up on top of that box. Maybe the stone iguana squirrel with its catapult will try and break open the crystal cage in the center. We'll shoot a few shots over. Missed. Watch out. Oh no. That's a hit. And we're inside the crystal box. So you can see the crystals all attached together here in the center. It's kind of fun to piece them together. It's a little bit challenging. There's some instructions to help you out. And yes, indeed, there's crystals included with this. The crystal cage box with the secret code to get in, or if you collect all the other Eldrador creature boxes, you can build another crystal. And they look really nice too. They're pretty neat. They're a pretty cool win. Also fun to note, we have a Schleich veterinarian on staff here today, just in case things got a little bit over the top. Always appreciate the Schleich vet here to help out and restore our Eldrador creatures back into power. So that is the very expansive Schleich Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Arena. What a setup. It's a little bit overkill in this matchup. You can just see everything. There's so much going on with this setup. But pick your favorites. Maybe pick out that starter set with the lava and the shadow. Pick an ice, stone, or jungle to add in. Maybe some extra walls. And you've got a very expansive arena. Oh, and Ice Squirrel, before we break here, Ice Squirrel wanted to show off what you can do with the stacking. You can stack these up. Now, they don't lock in tightly, but they do stack pretty well because they're pretty wide. I was able to get a pretty tall tower here. Could go a little higher, I suppose, if I wanted to, but it may get a little tippy. But it's pretty fun to see how tall these can get. And it's also pretty cool if you need to store these without taking up a lot of space, you can just stack them up and place them in a corner somewhere. And Ice Squirrel up on top is really proud of its achievement. Good job, Ice Squirrel. Good job. And that is the Schleich Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Arena sets. Wow, impressive all the way to its core. Pick a favorite animal and fight for war. If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel eye, a squam at your favorite Eldrador Creatures Battle Cave Arena corner. Don't forget we have Squirrel Stampede merch out there, t-shirts, water bottles, plush landry. Thank you, Schleich, again for gifting this awesome Battle Cave Arena set to show today. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.
No.
Whoa!